So I was watching a video on Karen Reed, the first 18 days of trial and what's happened thus far and all the questions we still have and some of the answers that we got that really don't tell you anything or just makes you want to ask more questions. And I started thinking, it just popped into my head, this movie. I'll tell you about it in a minute, but it made me think, what if there really wasn't a murder and there really wasn't a cover-up? So if John just passed out and then fell down and died of exposure, right? Suppose that happened. Now you say, well, if that happened, then how did he get those scratches on his arm? And how did he get that gash in the head? And why were his eyes black? And a couple of other things, right? Maybe 5 or 6 questions is all we would have. As opposed to the 5,000 questions that we have if there were a cover-up, or the 5,000 questions we have if there were a murder by Karen, all the questions. So the way that I see it, it is much more likely, and we would have so many less need for an explanation if he just died by falling down and passing out and dying from exposure in the cold. I mean, think about it. Well, anyway, that brought me to this movie that I saw that if y'all want to watch a really good movie, it's called Lantana, and that's spelled Lantana. And it was so good because it was the same type of thing. It was a murder happened and the whole town suspected, everybody suspected each other, and they just couldn't get to who did it, and there was all these evidence coming in, and I mean, it was so much like this case, it's crazy. And then at the end, well, I won't tell you the ending so that you can see for yourself, but it was such a good movie. You really should check it out. But anyway, that's my take on it. I think that it's like that Occam's razor, or however that expression is, that the least amount of questions or the simplest explanation is the easiest or the best. And that's what I'm thinking could be applied here, because I really don't believe that Karen Reed conspired to kill John. I don't think she cared enough about him to do all that and to take a chance of running him over with her car, as drunk as she was. I don't see that as being, a possibility. And then, of course, I don't see the conspiracy thing either. I mean, it's just, if you take it to its, you're like, okay, so the dog, Chloe, bit him or attacked him. And I mean, what person, if your dog hurt, maimed, or killed somebody, the average person that was, living their whole life in Canton with all these friends and relatives and had kids and soccer games and all that, you're going to all of a sudden turn into this despicable human being that wouldn't tell the authorities and would try to cover up a murder. I mean, it's just crazy. But again, I just, and then the Karen Reed, trying to kill him, I don't see that either. She was definitely overcharged. So that's where I'm at. I think it was just an accidental death. And so I'd like, if you could, leave me a comment, because if you notice, I haven't posted in a while because there's so much animus out there, and I just kind of tuned out of it. And now all I do is post shorts of my cat Bella, which if you really want to see something cute, you'll check them out. They're priceless. But anyway, I would be curious what you think about my theory. And that's pretty much it. Thanks, y'all. Bye now.